Sunny ways, my friends. Sunny ways.
Your 16 seconds are up. I'm going to ask you again because nobody believes you when you say you don't know how much money your family has got from the wheat group. You've had a month to look into that. You knew you were going to testify here. Again, how much money total have your brother, mother, and spouse received from this organization? How much?
That information has been publicly shared, but I will highlight.
Well, then tell me what it is.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of water out of when we have water bottles out of plastic. Away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles, sort of thing. Sorry?
The servicing costs on the debt that you're going to have to carry that you're adding to now, right?
Interest rates are at historic lows, Glenn.
Where's the funds?
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean? Oh, Justin, you're awake. You made it. Have a seat. Have a coffee. You need some. Wakey time.
Let's cut that Disney Plus subscription. So we cut it. It's only $13.99 a month that we're saving, but every little bit helps.
A lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but...
Like who?
I don't know who, but...
Well, you're the one who asked the question, so
yeah.
You must know somebody. Yeah, that's all that's coming off. There's nothing else coming off, yeah. I'm not Justin Trudeau here. Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
Knockout!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Welcome to Friday Night Fringe. I'm without another person in the room here tonight. It's okay. Mrs. Fringe is dealing with some family things. Then she's coming into the room, so she'll be here shortly. Welcome into everybody who's in the stream. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you're going to have a great weekend as we move into the weekend this weekend, as we get closer to Christmas. Let's chat about what's happening this week in Canadian politics. But as always, and I know it drives some people nuts, but hey, you guys like it, so let's do it again. Let's start a good old-fashioned roll call and jump in. Let me know where you're watching from. Let's see if we can get somebody from every province in the country watching in on the stream. And if it's your first time here, let me know in the chat. And we'll try and get to everybody, at least as many as we can. Let's get it going. Here we go. Princess Thickness joining us from Montreal. Welcome in. Great to see you here. Got Blackface Son of Castro coming in from Windsor, Nova Scotia with the LFGs. Welcome in. We got Carol and Gerald coming in from Calgary. We got Mrs. Fringe joining us in the basement. We've got... hang on.
You got distracted.
We got Zaza or Jaja, depending on how you pronounce that, coming in from Hamilton, Ontario. Welcome in. It's great to have you here. We've got HUD coming in, a member of the Patriots Club from Toronto, Ontario. Welcome into the stream. We've got Chris joining us from Regina, Saskatchewan. We've got Airworks coming in from Southern Ontario. We've got Crypto coming in from Welland, Ontario as well. Nelson coming in from New Brunswick. Derek from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Jennifer coming in from Victoria. Tammy Robinson, member of the Patriots Club, joining us once again from Perth, Ontario. Welcome in. We got Chris Lucas coming in from Edmonton. All sorts coming in from Scarborough. Welcome in. Lee's coming in from Edmonton. We've got Rob joining us once again from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Great to have you here. David Brewer joining us from good old Springfield, Missouri, once again in the USA. Welcome into all of our American viewers. We've got I Stand My Ground coming in from Camrose, Alberta. We got OCD from Vavenby, BC. Or Vavenby, I guess that's pronounced. Welcome into the stream. Tuning in from BC, says SK Sexsmith. Welcome in. Great to have you here. Deborah coming in from BC as well. Sparkler coming in from McKellar, Ontario. We got Len coming in from Cobalt, Ontario as well. Sandman coming in from Mission, BC. Ingrid Stewart is in the stream as well with her husband Charlie from Okotoks, Alberta. Great to have you in here, Ingrid. We got Doug coming in from Terrace, BC. Mitchell from Nova Scotia as well. We got Lily, new to the stream. Lily, welcome in. Welcome to the Fringe. I hope you're going to enjoy this live show as we got lots to talk about tonight. Carson, El Gringo Grande, coming in once again. Former Albertan, now living in Porno Viagra. Welcome in, Carson. It's great to have you here. Airworks coming in as well. We've got Brett coming in from Calgary, as always. Welcome in. We got Adam from Drayton Valley. First time for a live chat. Welcome in, Adam. It's great to have you here. We've got Goldwing Ben coming in from Fremont, BC, or Quebec. Sorry, it's too late for me to be reading.
QC got a little distracted.
I am Canadian coming in from New Brunswick. Welcome in. We got Carrie from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Welcome in. We've got No Name coming in from Prince George as well. Adventures of a Wandering Therapist is joining us from Prince George, BC as well. Welcome in. We've got Jose or Josie, depending again how you pronounce that, coming in from Montreal. Again, I apologize for the butchering here, folks. Hannibal Lecter joining us once again from Northwestern Ontario. We got Mike coming in again from Ampere, Ontario. Great to have you here. Dave is joining us from the Bruce Peninsula in Ontario. Mystical is joining us from Calgary once again. We've got All in T-Dot coming in from Michigan. Welcome in. It's great to have you here. We got Gordon from Winnipeg. Guys are coming in from Gibbons, Alberta. Mike St. John from Sudbury, Ontario. We got MC from Dartmouth. Welcome in. Alien, is that Alien Fetus coming in from Scarborough? I'm sorry, the name threw me for a loop. We've got Chris Newton coming in from Edmonton, Alberta. Good old Gub. Welcome in. It's great to have you here. Just me coming in from Mississauga. We've got Debbie joining us from Lloyd. Janet coming in from near Belleville, Ontario. Sorry, we've got Canadian Warrior from Lethbridge, Alberta. Welcome in. It's great to have you here. Chris is joining us as a member of the Patriots Club once again from Calgary. Great to have you in here. Anthony is in from Cape Breton. We got Tiffany joining us from Montreal, Quebec. Welcome in to all of you. Nancy coming in from Georgian Bay area. Welcome in. What else do we have? Who else do we have here? I'm going to get Trish from Sudbury before we get started.
The Doug from the great state of Ontario.
Doug from the great state of Ontario. I heard we have a new governor. We're going to get into that.
Not new.
Let's keep it going, guys. Make sure to get those thumbs up if you're in the stream, if you're enjoying what you're seeing tonight. It helps push this live stream out there for anybody who's wanting to watch it. Let's get those thumbs up. Let's see if we can break a viewer record tonight. As always, ladies and gentlemen, just as last week, this is the last weekend we're going to be doing this, but all super chats, all memberships, all things coming into the channel tonight, all merch purchased up until the 21st of December, all of it going to help our veterans. I will be donating all of that as well as a little bit of my personal cash. Let's see how high we can get those super chats. We hit $600 last Friday. I know it's Christmas. I know people are struggling. So please do not feel compelled to have to do that. But if you want to help out our veterans, if you can afford to, it's a great time to do that. So again, all memberships, all super chats, I will be donating on behalf of us to help our troops. So let's get the show going on. Let's talk about what happened this week. First off, Christmas is quickly approaching. And if you missed our video earlier this week, we talked about Trudeau banning shovels. If you missed that, shovels, of course, being keyword for a lot of different things that are going on in the world right now. Because YouTube likes to censor things. But Mrs. Fringe had to ask me, what is on your Christmas list this year? I really didn't have a lot for it, but I found this military-grade assault shovel that I think we can put on the Christmas list this year. I don't know if you guys are going to be looking for shovels this year, but hey, it's always a good time to get a military-grade shovel or assault-style shovel because Justin Trudeau, of course, wants to take our shovels away. That's it's a little joke. Let's people so just me saying what's up with the shovel. So obviously you missed the video. So in that video we had a viral video come out about shovels. In fact, why don't we just show it? Why don't we just show the video for anybody who missed it about the shovels so that people have a better perspective of what we're talking about, because it was quite hilarious. A Canadian farmer explaining because he was censored
As we all are.
He was censored on the internet, and I wanted to do a video on it because Justin Trudeau is coming for our shovels, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at this video here, and then we'll discuss.
The government wants to take away some more shovels up here in Canada. Now, in the United States, the right to bear shovels is the Second Amendment. So important, it's right behind the freedom of speech. So I am a law-abiding shovel owner. This is my shovel. There's a lot like them out there, but this one is mine. It's a pain in the butt owning a shovel. You have to get licenses. You have to register some of them. This one's a little scary because it's black, so they really like taking those away. And then they took away a bunch of the shovels. They took away all of the little shovels, so you can't even buy or sell little shovels anymore. Now, this is a beautiful tool I use occasionally when I need to. Sometimes I use it for fun. Sometimes I practice using it so I get proficient with it. And occasionally I've needed this on the farm to protect my family from a coyote. Stop stealing my chickens. Now, the shovel is one of many tools that I actually need and I enjoy using and I become proficient in using. There's many reasons why you'd own a shovel: for hunting, for fun, for even protection, except for in the country that I live in. That's frowned upon. There's multiple times that this shovel has fed my family. Actually, lots of times the shovel has fed my family. A lot of times I could have protected my chickens and goats if I was able to carry one of these, because it's kind of a pain in the butt carrying one of these all the time. Now, anything bad that's ever happened in my country hasn't happened from a law-abiding shovel owner like myself. It's happened from illegal shovels coming up from places like the United States. Now, when a corporation country creates corporate policy and says that the shovels are bad and they scare people because most people live in cities and don't do any shoveling whatsoever or have any concept of anything bad that could happen where you might need a shovel. After the shovels are gone from the last remaining partially free individuals, I wonder what happens. That typically leads to very, very bad things. I suppose I realize most people went to public school and were never taught what happens, but, maybe you should look it up. Mao took the shovels. Stalin took the shovels. Fidel Castro took the shovels. Lots of really bad people took the shovels away. That's so weird. Only the corporation's policy enforcers should have shovels. That's a good idea. Your government loves you. Now, this shovel, when I put it down, it doesn't do any harm or do anything, as it's just a tool. It would just be, it would be the person that does bad things. The amount of damage I could do in close proximity with this little Buddha statue, if I wanted to. It's not the little Buddha that does bad things. It's the person behind it. So if your plan is to take away all the shovels from the good people, that just leaves shovels in the hand of bad people who don't follow all the shovel laws. If I wanted to do the most damage, there's no way I would pick a shovel. I'd get behind my big truck. You should ban all the trucks too, I guess.
I mean,
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. In fact, he nails it completely. As to why we should be concerned about people taking our shovels. So assault style shovels are on my Christmas list this year. I think everybody should get their own shovels. I think that we have the right to bear shovels in this country. Hopefully Pierre does something about it. I know he said he's going to do something about it, but I do have to do something about it right now. Goldwing Ben with a $50 super chat. Thank you for what you do for veterans. As one myself who has had his share of bad luck since I got out, only a veteran can understand how tough it is to adapt to civilian life. LFGs. Goldwing Ben, first off, thank you for your service. Yeah. And thank you for your generous donation. I know Terry said we didn't have to mention him, but I'm going to anyways for this $10 super chat. Thank you so much, guys. Again, for anybody joining us later in the stream, all super chats, all memberships, everything going to veterans in need. We're going to be assisting with hampers this year through supportourtroops.ca. And I've been told by Mike over at Freedom Honey, they're a really good organization. They really do a great job.
Brother, who is also...
My brother, who's also a veteran as well. Yeah. Not that he's struggling, but
he's the one that requested it or suggested it.
He didn't actually. It was somebody else I know that had mentioned supportourtroops.ca. But they're a great organization. And I'm looking forward to making a donation. That's okay. It happens. So Donald Trump this week. I know people love Donald. They think he's amazing. He's the best.
Donald.
They love Donald. They love how he comes out, how he talks about Justin Trudeau. But Donald Trump basically trolling Justin Trudeau with a tweet. I know we didn't cover a video on it. But everybody else was. And it's so hard. You know, people always tell me, you know, I see it on my one main channel that I watch, and then I watch another one, and then I keep seeing the same story. So once everybody jumps on a wagon, I try to kind of move away from that. But I think we should talk about it here. I can't talk yet without getting into Tammy. $14 super chat. God bless all military and our vets. They're special people. They deserve our love and our support. I couldn't agree more. Goldwing Ben gifting 20. Jesus.
Thank you.
20 unacceptable fringe Patriots Club memberships. Goldwing Ben, thank you again. Thank you to everybody. Wow, you guys are great. Donald Trump trolling Justin Trudeau by saying that it was his pleasure to sit down with Governor Trudeau of the 51st state of Canada. I think
that was good drama, because then he tried fighting back a little bit.
You need to move in a little.
Sorry.
You're a little out of the picture there. People need to be able to see you on the show. Donald Trump has been teasing that now, guys, we all know that Donald Trump is not going to make Canada the 51st state.
But he's also the type of person that if he's going to dig something in, he's going to do it. Like, he's petty.
If you know anything about the business world, this is public humiliation 101. People in business do this kind of, not with tweets, but they humiliate other people all the time. Not to this extent.
No, but I mean, he had Trudeau stay at a hotel, like just a regular Joe Blow hotel.
Yeah, so essentially, but what Donald is doing, this is a show of dominance. This is to show not only Americans, but Canadians just how pathetic our leader actually is, our so-called leader. Our leader who, by the way, doesn't work in Parliament right now, who's shut it down since September, who refuses to hand over documents to the RCMP, who runs this country like his own personal piggy bank. Donald Trump has just shown how weak our country is. Justin, of course, bounced back. If you could call it that, being a pro-feminist. It's 30 seconds long. I know some people say they can't stand his voice, but listen to him whining here about the US election. This is just pitiful.
This is his try and come back.
His comeback to being called the governor of Canada.
Be that way. It wasn't supposed to be that way. We were supposed to be on a steady, if difficult sometimes, march towards progress. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the United States voted for a second time to not elect its first woman president. Everywhere, women's rights and women's progress is under attack, overtly and subtly. But I want you to know that I am, and always will be, a proud feminist. You will always have an ally in me and in my government. Now, it shouldn't be that way. It wasn't supposed to be that way. We were supposed to be.
So Trudeau essentially whining because he is Mr. Pro-Feminist. In fact, Clinton Jaws. I don't want to show Clinton Jaws' stuff on the channel because I don't have his permission. I know we talk sometimes, but Clinton Jaws had a great video where he was showing Fox News making a joke out of Justin Trudeau saying this and saying, "Oh no, don't come invade us with your soy." We don't even have shovels to invade another country with. So like, what are we doing here? This is.
But Elon Musk even commented on this.
On how pathetic Justin is. I mean, this is. I mean, I hate it because I'm Canadian, but I love that Justin is getting what he finally deserves. He's getting the shun around the world that he is. It's not Canada that's the joke anymore on stage. It's him. It's him. The world recognizes that. The world sympathizes with Canadians and what they're dealing with Justin Trudeau. Goldwing Ben, another $100 super chat. Go Canada, go! Wow. Followed by Lynn B. Trucker with a $100 super chat. I lost my grandfather in World War II. Was never able to even meet him. I remember and thank him every Remembrance Day. That is so amazing. Lynn,
thank you so much.
Thank you, all of you guys, for contributing into this pot. that we're giving to veterans. Absolutely amazing. You guys have come out in full force already, and we're only 20 minutes into the stream. We're living in a clown world.
I really hope there's an end to this clown world.
There might be an end soon. And we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that because I mean, like if you clicked on the thumbnail, I know people are going, well, you didn't talk about what was in the thumbnail or the video title. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. How long do I have to watch your stupid roll call? We're getting into it. Kathy Ray with a $27.99 super chat. Thank you for helping our veterans. Thank you for helping our veterans. Listen, I have the best live streams on YouTube. We have the best, only the best live streams. Nobody does streams better than us. I think that's fair. Okay. Our live streams are better than any other live streams on the platform.
See, we should have dressed up as Kamala and Trump.
People coming out complaining. I don't like your roll call. I don't like you talking about Justin Trudeau. I don't like you talking about baby-faced whining Trudeau. No more. We got to get to what's funny about Justin leaving office. We're going to get to that. We're going to if you missed the video today, we talked about Jagmeet Singh and his hypocritical statement. I'm bringing it up here. Sorry, I should have had it said. I took Mrs. Fringe shopping really briefly because we're headed out to Edmonton tomorrow.
To go shopping.
To replace, I bought Mrs. Fringe a jacket yesterday, a fur jacket, a fake fur jacket. She calls it a cape, whatever. I wanted her to have something nice for the holidays. Apparently, I don't know. I have bad taste.
Okay, but my mom doesn't know how to shop for me either.
I get it.
Don't take
offense.
So
we're not taking offense, but I took her out and I got home just in enough time to show the stream. So let's get on to this. Jagmeet Singh. Let's get into this real quick because these flowed in as I was talking. Justin with a $10 super chat. We will always stand for our vets.
Yes, we will.
Jancor with a $20. May God bless. Thank you so much, both of you, for contributing. Now let's get to Jagmeet Singh. Jagmeet Singh talking about his hypocrisy with Canada. He's fired. Let's go. Jagmeet Singh. We talked about this because a lot of people came and said, your video is so dated because Jagmeet said this a long time ago. What Jagmeet Singh said here, this was at the start of the strike. Now, he was sitting with postal workers. Somebody said this was port workers. These are apparently postal workers. After hearing about 55,000 postal workers were going on strike, Jagmeet Singh wants to send Justin Trudeau his 27,000th very clear message. If they get involved in any way, the NDP will vote non-confidence. Jagmeet Singh is a parody politician. I just want to play. I know people hate his voice just as much as Justin's, but if you missed the video today, let's play the hypocrisy and then we're going to discuss.
Here to stand in solidarity with these workers. We've got a clear message. We want these workers to be able to negotiate a fair deal. That's right. These workers have the right to strike. That's right. So our message to the Liberals is stay out of it. That's right. Don't interfere. Don't force binding arbitration. And certainly do not bring in back to work legislation. The workers are demanding fair wages and safe work conditions, and we support them. That's right. Every step of the way. I want to say something very clearly. If Justin Trudeau and the Liberals think they can bring in any back-to-work legislation, even if they make it a confidence vote, New Democrats will be voting against it.
Okay, here we go. This happened in the video too. Let's go back. Hang on. I want to make sure we get his very clear, because he says, let me be very clear. Let's do this again. Let's go again.
I want to say something very clearly. If Justin Trudeau and the Liberals think they can bring in any back-to-work legislation, even if they make it a confidence vote, New Democrats will be voting against it.
So Jagmeet Singh says here that if there's a confidence vote, they're going to vote against it. Now, I'm going to reiterate for the millionth time, because there's always somebody who gets their panties in a wad saying that I'm against postal workers. It's the unions that are the problem here. It is not the workers. The workers have been wanting to work for a long time. It's the unions. It's these unions that terrible. They come in, they wreck everything, they shut it all down. They were told to go back to work. The government has finally intervened and said, enough is enough. You're going to go back to work until May at least while we try and figure out some conditions. Now, Jagmeet Singh has come out saying if there was back to work legislation put in place, he's going to vote non-confidence in Justin Trudeau. Now, do I think that Jagmeet Singh is going to do this? No. Let's get that right out of the way, okay? Let's get that out of the way. What this does, what this sets up for, is where I say, everybody, we're winning right now. We are winning this fight. After this statement, after Jagmeet getting up and removing himself during the last non-confidence vote, and now this hypocrisy, you can't tell me that MPs aren't going to be pointing this out in the House of Commons. I know that there's no more votes during this sit, that they come back in the new year, but I have said time and time again, I do believe that Jagmeet Singh, when he qualifies for his pension, his golden parachute in February, that by the time they come back after this sit in the new year, I think that you're going to start seeing vicious back and forths within Parliament. You're going to see the accusations come out even more and more. And whether or not we see an election, I believe we will see a spring election. I still believe it's highly possible at this point that there will be no choice but to go forward with the spring election. That's my personal take. But and people say I'm optimistic. Fine, I guess I'm optimistic. But I think that we stand a very good chance of seeing a spring election, because once Jagmeet has his pension, why does he have to sell out anymore? Why does he have to hold out anymore? He can just get it done. What everybody should be enjoying at this point and relishing in is that, as much as I've said that no party should have a super majority, whether you like them or not, whether you vote for them or not, because it just gives too much power, the Liberals and the NDP at this point are almost non-party status. Who's going to vote for the NDP when Jagmeet Singh, he is their leader. He's the reflection of that entire party. And he's pulling up, this Maserati Marxist pulling up to work with his Rolexes and his fancy cars and holding the country hostage and then saying, I'm going to vote non-confidence. No, I'm not. I'm going to tear up the agreement with Justin Trudeau. Just kidding. Nobody's going to vote for this party. Nobody. I know NDP voters who have told me they're fed up with the NDP because of Jagmeet Singh. Debbie's saying he'll step down after he gets his pension.
Of course he will. He's waiting for his pension. He doesn't care what happens after. Once he gets all he wants to do is get to his pension.
He's going to get his pension, and he's going to take his time off. He's going to go hang out on Wasaga Beach, poop in the sand, right? No, he has no integrity. We know this. But this is where I say, guys, we're winning. We're winning.
But I don't think there was ever a question on if we were winning or losing. I mean, we were always winning.
But Canada's back. It's coming back. We're taking it back. We're taking it back. This is, when I talk in videos and say this is the end of Justin Trudeau, people get mad. Oh, it's there's no election. He's still in office. Stop. This is the end of it.
Go back up to the all caps one. Right there.
He's a multimillionaire. He doesn't need the pension. He really thinks he's the next MP or next PM. No, he doesn't. Not anymore.
Not since
There's
he
no
got
way.
booed off when he mentioned it.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's a reason that they've decriminalized all these drugs, because he's going to need them to cope when he realizes that that's just a bunch of hogwash. Jagmeet the beach pooper. He's pooping on the beaches. He's walking up and down all over the sand. He's pooping on the beaches. Don't come to West Palm Beach. You poop on my beaches. I'll put you on a plane. You're fired. It's not happening. He's what we have to yes. Enjoy the knockout round. This is what I'm talking about. Parliament's not in service, so nothing's happening.
No.
Nothing's happening. We're running out the clock here.
They get more vacations than our kids do in schools.
I-
And they're barely in school.
And I only get my $250,000 salary. Come on.
I would love that long holidays.
Wait for February. Wait for February and tell me who doesn't take their pay raise in the House of Commons.
Ugh.
They haven't been working since September. Tell me who doesn't take their pay
I
raise.
got my pay raise last week. I got a pizza party at work.
Oh,
Isn't that exciting?
so much better than cash.
I didn't even get to bring it home.
So much better than cash. It's Pat Misses. I love when Trump says that they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
You should hear our little Steve say it.
They're eating them all the time. It's all everywhere. They're eating the dogs. They're eating
Steve
the cats.
probably says it as much as you do.
Can you tell me which way is to the poopy beach? Follow Jagmeet Singh. Follow Jagmeet Singh. He's going to tell you. He's going to tell you. If anything, people are like, let's show some more clips. Let's show. People are getting so fed up with this woke nonsense. Michelle Rempel said it best. Enough of the woke stuff. She said it in another form, but there's only so much I can work with before I'm censored. Let's take a look at this. The Pleb today posting out this clip. Newcomers in Montreal are now blocking Costco aisles to do their prayers. These people are simply not compatible with Canada. Deport them all. This is getting coverage. Everyone's sick of it. Everybody's sick of it. Look at this.
Ben là, il est.
Ben, il prie.
Ah!
Il prie chez Costco. Il prie chez Costco. Il ne peut pas prier dans sa tête, il ne peut pas prier dans son char, il ne peut pas prier chez lui. Il faut qu'il prie
Costco.
Chez Costco.
Costco Montréal, ça?
Ouais. Et là,
Si vous n'avez pas son autorisation, vous ne pouvez pas le filmer.
ça, c'est l'agent de sécurité. Tu n'as pas le droit de filmer.
OK.
Mais tu as le droit de prier.
On l'a fait bosser.
Isn't that disgusting? Like, look, believe whatever religion you want. Have your faith. I'm not here to say what's right, what's wrong in the world with religion. What I am here to say is that you don't get to block grocery store aisles. You don't get to block streets. You don't get to stop events from happening. You don't get to block bridges.
But we allow it in places like this. It's going to happen everywhere. And then we're not going to be able to stop it because you're racist.
And Chris saying it's so wrong. I'm sorry. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's un-Canadian. If you don't want to come to my country and adopt our policies, GTFO, which if you're not familiar with lingo on the internet, it's get the frick out of here. Get out. Just get your shit and go. What is it they said on Rick and Morty? Get your shit together. Get it all together. Put it in a backpack. Take it to the shit store and sell it. Whatever you got to do, just get it together. Okay? And go. Get out. We're done. No mas. Canada's closed. We're finished. Pierre is going to boot them all in the bum and tell them to get out of here. It's done.
We can only hope.
It's done. I hope he does
Well, I mean,
anyways.
the tariffs are going to be high if they don't.
Wasn't that the song in the Lego movie? Everyone is racist. Isn't that what it is? Oh, everyone is racist. I identify officially as a racist because I don't want it going on here anymore. Faye saying, go to your mosque. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's places for it. I mean, even workplaces have prayer rooms.
It's what you used to see people washing their feet in the sinks.
Yes, there were signs of people asking them not to because they do have to clean their feet before they pray. It is a thing. But when I was working in Sundance, they had a prayer room in the building.
So again, like I'm not here to complain.
But they are being accommodated. There are places who are making accommodations for them so that they have a space for that. So they're not being disruptive.
So Rob saying that the pleb's translation from French that security said you can't film him worshiping. Yeah, he's in a public place.
Yeah.
You
can. It's not
you can.
illegal.
I'd tell Costco, like I get that is the translation, but what I'm saying is that I'd tell them, charge me. Call the police. You pay for a membership at Costco. Keep in mind, you pay for the rights to access that building, not to pray in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not part of your membership. Costco has the right to tell him to leave.
They do.
They do have the right to tell him to leave. But what I'm saying is that it's private property. I'm allowed to film in a building. I'm allowed to film in public. There's no law that says I'm not allowed to film in public.
I mean, you can't have hidden cameras. That was a thing. That's illegal.
Yeah. It's Daphne says totally out of hand because they're pushing, and we're doing sweet F all about it. Until we do, they'll push and push some more.
100%. They're going to take. If we keep giving, they're just going to keep taking. There's no limit.
I had it this week. I told you about this when I went to pick up some stuff at Walmart. Self-checkout. I'm picking up soft drinks. Oh, you only scanned 5. No, I scanned 6. Well, I've read 5 on here. I said, no, 6. She says, scan it again. And I said, okay, fine, whatever. Scan it. My receipt comes out. Look, 7 on the receipt. She goes, oh, sorry. I said, are you from here? Are you from Canada? She said, no. I said, then get out. Go get some education. Learn how to count. Whatever you have to do.
She wouldn't even fix it for you.
She wouldn't even fix it. She said, you have to go to customer service and get in line now to get your money back. You told me to do this. And I insisted I was right. It's not my fault you can't count. It's not my job to do your job at a Costco or at a Walmart. Get out. And I didn't even feel bad for saying it.
No.
Because I've had enough. Every time I pick up my phone, it's somebody from there telling me about my internet, or, oh, we've got deals for you, or here's a scam, you owe us tax money. You all these other things. I'm sick and tired of answering my phone. I don't answer my phone anymore.
On LinkedIn today that I was telling you on the way home about somebody boycotting Tim Hortons until they hire Canadians.
Yeah. I mean, I've been saying boycott those places for a long time.
100%, but
but it's true. Let them bleed out. The problem with all these diversity hires, when you look at companies like this, when you look at Tim Hortons or Sing Hortons, however you want to call it, when you look at McDonald's, when you look at Walmart, when you look at any of these places, a lot of it turns into the fact that they get into management, then they hire family and friends. They'll only hire their race. So you want to talk about racist? That's one thing. But the reason that these companies allow it, the reason that they love it, is because they get all of these tax breaks by doing it. So if we boycott those companies and they go down the shitter, they'll learn a thing or two about hiring Canadians, about sticking up for their own people by saying, yeah, we get tax breaks. Maybe we'll hire a few of them, but we're not filling the store.
You also don't have to pay them as much.
You don't have to pay them as much as well.
Yeah, I don't even bother with Tim Hortons anymore. I like their Timbits. I'm sorry. I like their donuts.
What's Daphne saying? It's all about paying for a school year, paying for a job, paying for citizenship. It's BS. Yeah. There we go. Timmy Grins. I like that. I always liked Gimme Grins. Timmy Grins is good too. My wife used to be a supervisor at Tim's. She could tell you horror stories about DEI. Sure. I'm sure you could. There's a lot of places now that are stopping DEI, including Walmart in the United States. They've said that they're ceasing DEI hires.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that has to do with what's called the Trump effect. Donald Trump comes into office. They know that the woke party is over.
Well, I mean, he even said day one, he's deporting.
Yeah. If you're in the United States illegally, I'm going to shove my foot so far up your ass, you're getting on a plane and you're leaving.
And that was the big thing about the tariffs, is that he wants Canada to do the same thing.
Of course he does, but
close our borders.
But we're not going to. Danielle Smith this week announcing that she's protecting our border.
100%.
Even Marty up north said, why stop there? Why don't we protect it on both sides too and tell people they can't come in?
Yep.
I get it. Marty's like pro-separatist. He's always been pro-Alberta separatist. But
Close it on all ends. Let's do it.
But until we look after ourselves, I've said it a million times. You guys will probably quote me as a broken record. When a plane's going down or having issues, you're told, put on your mask before you help others, because you have to secure yourself before you're of any use to anybody else. It should be the same thing when you're running a country. Look after it first. Then everybody else can come if...
We're more worried about the war in Ukraine than we are about actual Canadians.
Yeah. Canada first. There you go.
That's what you need a shirt to say.
Trudeau has built 2,500 shelter beds in Ottawa that are with his sprung housing. Well, again, let him do whatever he wants. Let him do whatever he wants. Things aren't all rosy in the United States. In fact, I want to show this article because I sure as hell can't do a video about it. Joe Biden. Mr. Joe Biden. He excused his son. He pardoned his son, which we all saw coming.
And he did another 1,500 so the other day too.
Yeah, well,
not pardons, but
it's if anybody questioned this part of the pardons that's going out, boy, have I got a mind-blowing story for you. If you haven't seen this yet, it came out 7 hours ago. Joe Biden gives the jab companies immunity from being sued for injuries. How about that? How do you say criminal? Here, let's fix this a little. Let's fix it so people can see it a little bit better. How do you say criminal without saying criminal?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this disgusting? Let's take a look at the text here. Outgoing Biden administration has quietly extended a measure that protects jab makers from being sued for injuries or unaliving people. Officials at Health and Human Services, or the HHS, say it's necessary because there is still a credible risk that spirals out of control in the next 4 years, even though hospital admissions are at historic lows. Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness, or PrEP Act, was initially enacted in 2020, in part to encourage jab manufacturers to speed up their research of jabs without the fear of being held legally responsible for things like side effects. Heaven forbid we ever look after people, right? Oh, just please, we'll do whatever you have to. We'll put antifreeze in here as long as, we're not responsible. The extension, which has been seen renewed in May 2023, also protects healthcare workers and hospitals who provide jabs from being sued as well. The move could anger the incoming Trump administration, which has nominated prominent jab skeptic Robert F. Kennedy to head the HHS. RFK Jr. has a long carried anti-jab flag, once claiming that they caused different diseases, and now heads up a movement attempting to make jab manufacturers more accountable for injury claims. This is going to anger the small but growing number of Americans who say they were injured by jabs and claim they are being ignored. Figures from the national programs to compensate jab injured show that there have been 13,000 claims that it or other treatments have caused problems for people. 10,000 of those are awaiting review, meaning that since 2020, only about 3,000 of those claims have been reviewed. This is the state of the world right now. Isn't it disgusting that they played God and people are suffering? They're still suffering. And there's no liability. There's no accountability.
Can Trudeau do the same thing here?
Not in the same sense with pardons, but they could put forward acts or...
Do you think that because Biden did this, that he would?
I don't think, well, no, there's not enough time. And the thing about the House of Commons that's different from the United States is we would have to vote. There has to be a unanimous vote in the House of Commons for those things. Now, while Trudeau does have those votes with the Liberals or the NDP, I don't see it happening.
Do you want me to go answer the door?
You should go answer the door. There's children's trying to get down here. I was at Costco today and there was a woman in full hijab and you could only see her eyes. Can I go into Costco wearing a black ski mask? No, I can't. It shouldn't be allowed. Again, I understand that's a bit of a religious thing. I've never once said that people can't have their religion. It's just you can't always shove it in everybody's face and expect the world to conform around your needs all the time. 1776 happened for a reason. I mean, Louise, that's probably a good statement for all this. Debbie, probably not. It's looked staged from any time we've looked at it. I've done videos on that stuff in the past. So somebody in there is mentioning what we're currently doing with children with different procedures. Again, I got to be careful how we say this on stream. That's the new thing. Now, Donald Trump has said that they're putting an end to those things in the United States. Alberta has put an end to those things in the province. I'm really hoping that this catches on. We know where Pierre stands on this stuff, but the problem when Pierre takes office is that he can only consult with other provincial premiers to get them to do it because it's a provincial issue. It's not a federal issue. They can't mandate it. Where are we at here? 100% with you on GTFO. Alberta's full. I gave 25 years protecting our country and received a severe back injury and chronic pain in return. My oath never expired. Canada first. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. It's Tammy saying our childhood jab schedule has 73 on it. I mean, what are we pumping into our kids these days?
That's the thing.
I mean, and Ingrid, that's a fair statement. I mean, there are people out there that haven't had issues with things.
100%. We know people who haven't, and we know people who have.
We know a mixture
Everybody
of both.
is different.
The problem with the whole situation, where I have a problem with the whole situation, is what it turned people into during the pandemic. What it created, this fear of leprosy, almost, of get away from us, don't come near us if you haven't had it. And those who were skeptical were told they were dirty, they were terrible, they couldn't go places, they couldn't be around. The minute,
I mean, kids were told that they couldn't hang out with other kids. Like, it was bad.
the minute you had to show a pass to get your freedoms back, you're not living in a free country.
No.
You shouldn't have to show a pass for something you were allowed to do before. I saw it. Trudeau's Economy, 3 months member, off to work shortly. Stay safe, everyone. Remember to smile. Trudeau's Economy, thank you for your
Drive safely.
re-up on your membership. Again, that'll be going towards our veterans.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. Freedom Honey, neighbors turned on each other. We had friends walk out the door because
family too.
We wouldn't do certain things.
Yeah.
And I always told people, you're free to do what you like.
Yeah, the snitch line was just ridiculous.
Yeah, you're free to do what you like. Just don't judge anybody else. Don't judge other people. To each their own, right? If that's what you need to feel comfortable, if that's what makes you feel good about yourself, go right ahead. The big problem that I had with anything during this whole procedure was that what we just discussed in that article, with companies saying, well, we'll create something, but we don't want any liability.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then why should we be putting it in our bodies if you don't know 100% what you're giving us, right? Would you drive a car if they said, well, we built this car and manufactured it and it does run, but we just don't know if it's safe or if it's going to explode while you're driving it.
But the majority of the drugs that are released by the FDA are not fully well either, though.
Not always.
I mean,
it's important we say that. It's very important that we say that. But I often put it down to a vehicle being built and being told to get in this car. It's perfectly safe. Have you tested it? Kind of. Do you know for sure it's safe 100%? Well, it has seatbelts. Okay, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Like that's where it comes in. Trudeau's Economy, $50 super chat. Support our vets. Thank you so much, Trudeau's Economy. Wow, you guys have come out in full force tonight. Mm-hmm. Good job. Thank you so much. Again, for anybody who wanted it, I don't judge.
No.
I don't judge those
And there
people.
were people who had to take it because of work, because of family. There was many reasons.
Many reasons that I know that people took it because they said, I want to see my
There's
loved
no judgment
ones.
if you did or if you didn't.
You know,
It's-
people who told me they wanted to keep their jobs, that they couldn't lose their jobs. Fair enough. But
wanted to see their family in the hospital, wanted to care for their kids. There's so many.
while I have my opinions on what's
Mhm.
right and what's wrong for those places to do or what they can and can't
But
enforce,
it's my business to share if I am or not.
I have the right to choose. You have the right to choose. Everybody has the right to choose. And honestly, when in life have we ever had to talk about whether or not we got something at the doctor's office?
Right?
Right? Like that was the problem I had with it. It's like asking people, who did you vote for? It's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. I mean, I'll go out sometimes with my old man and catch up with him, and he'll say, I went to the doctor's today, and I'll just say, is everything all right? And he'll say, yeah, just everything's great. Good. I don't say, what did you talk about when you were there? Did you take any medications? Did you get a new prescription? Is this or that happening in your life?
How you peeing today?
How you peeing today? We don't go over those things because it's none of my business unless somebody wants to share it with me. It blew my mind during those couple of years how crazy things got. It was like something out of one of those apocalypse movies.
Oh yeah.
Where you see people tripping over each other and throwing each other to the back saying, I'm going first. It's,
when and if there is ever an apocalypse, you know exactly how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And now none of us have shovels, so what are we going to do then?
Yeah. There's another question. Did you poop on the beach today? I mean,
no, I try.
I mean, I think we have a right to know that if you're going on the beach. I don't want to step in it.
Just tell me where.
But yeah, just throw it out there for me. That's it. Savage Silence. I had a weekly allergy procedure as a child. I hated it. The moment it became my choice, I said no more.
Yep.
And you're entitled to that because it's your body, your choice.
I have a niece who does the same thing.
It's very hypocritical that the government told everybody you don't have a choice, but then when it comes to other things that rhyme with shmorshman, they say your body, your choice. Right? Like, excuse me. In the dictionary under redundant, it says see redundant. I mean,
my kids have a great immune system. They lick carts and lick signs and eat dirt, and it's great building an immune system. They don't need jabs.
Okay. Robert, I got to put that in a timeout. There's no self-promotion of other channels in here. We keep seeing this, guys, and I've been told by other channels there are paid people who are coming into other channels and promoting those channels from those channels. If that is the case, it doesn't fly here. Don't do that. If you're doing it as a fan, I understand people like that channel. I don't have a problem with that channel, but it looks really scummy. So for them. So please don't do that. Sorry, Robert, if that upsets you, but those are the rules of the channel. We have it in the chat. We got to time that out.
Have a nice shovel collection with an assortment of different dirts.
Rigger39 with a $13.99 super chat. The world has gone mad. Thank you for supporting our veterans. And again, thank you for your super chat. Couldn't agree more. Moist Noodler, we need to have a nice shovel collection with an assortment of different dirts. I'd love to give Trudeau a shovel. Doing what? So I've been told that there are some channels on the platform that have allegedly, I'm not confirming this. I'm not going to say which channels because I haven't spoken to them. I can't confirm anything, but I've been told through Discords, I've been told through messages and DMs sent to me that there's people going into other streams, other people's comment sections, promoting other channels, that they're paid to do so. It's paid to detract viewers. So as a safety precaution, we just don't allow it in the chat. We don't allow it in the comment section. Guys used to do this when I was on Twitch, and I used to stream on Twitch, where they'd come in and they'd start talking to you during a live stream. And then all of a sudden they'd say, hey, guess what? I'm going live in 5 minutes. You guys should all come over and watch me. And streamers used to get so agitated by that because it takes a long time for them to build up that audience. And then you come in and poach their viewers. It makes you look like a scumlord. And if it were true that other channels are paying people to do that, that's the scummiest thing of all, dude. You can't do that. You can't do that. I've always said, if other people like the other channels, go and watch them. Feel free. I have always said we're all in the same boat. We're all here for the same things. We're all on the same team. But you don't come into channels and start, hey, I'm going live, or hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or these guys did this, or they covered a video on this. Don't. It's scummy. It's so scummy. And it makes them look bad. I would be upset if my viewers were going into other channels doing that on my behalf.
Oh yeah.
Because if those channels came to me and said, hey, dude, what are you doing? I'd say, I know nothing about it, and I'd have to tell you guys, please don't do that. Please. We're good as enough. We have the best community on YouTube. Let's keep it that way. Okay? Let's go. Let's go. Debbie saying, I love your channel. You tell it as it is. I think a lot of channels tell it how it is, and it must be that way. People crapping on RV, don't throw it in RV.
Nope.
We're not pointing the finger at anybody. We're just saying it's a rule. When Trudeau said the pandemic came from certain countries with labs, it was racist. I decided the best thing to do was sit out under a mango tree on a Jamaican beach. Good move. There you go.
Oh,
You might have had to share that beach with JT, because he apparently goes there on our dime.
Not apparently.
No, it's not from that channel. Nobody watches that channel. It's not from that channel. That channel's dead in the water. Nobody watches it. He's a loser.
Who?
Clyde Do Nothing is a loser. Sorry, I'm not allowed to say
Be
those
nice.
things. Mrs. Fringe.
Be kind.
Mrs. Fringe takes pity on weak people. She doesn't like me talking about them like that. Karen with a $50 super chat. Please get a photo of the hamper. Thanks to all vets. So here's the thing. This is a website, so I don't have photos of the hamper.
No, so we'll just be doing a cash donation, and from there they'll.
I always provide receipts for everything. So I can't. I mean, I could email them and ask them for photos of the hampers, but we don't put those together. This is an organization on the internet called supportourtroops.ca. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go. Are people laughing because I made fun of Clyde? See, people like that.
I don't.
People like when we make fun of
You
Clyde.
are a much better character than that. Be better.
Let's go. We may not agree on everything on YouTubers' channels, but to delete subs comments, they don't deserve the subscriber. So what we just did was a timeout. If that's what you're referring to, it's not a deletion. It's a timeout. I don't ban people from this channel. In fact, we had an issue with moderators that were banning people as sabotage, and we removed quite a few of our moderators and kept around new ones and ones that we trust. So again, I agree with what you're saying.
Hello from Wasaga Beach.
Who's coming in from Wasaga Beach?
Go down. You went too high.
I seen a video today. Mr. Sunshine says that Muslims are starting to pray in Costco. Yeah, we just talked about that. Les, if you came in a little late, that's okay. After the stream, you can always go back and check it out. We did talk about that. We don't need to show respect for wackos. We don't need no stinking badges. Let's go. Okay, see, I've started a trend here.
You have. Be kind.
Be Clyde? I don't want to be Clyde. Ladies and gentlemen,
somebody wants to sleep on the couch tonight.
Okay, we're done. Speaking of being done, we're kind of wrapping up all the topics we wanted to talk about. Let's get into Q&A. Don't ask anything about Clyde. Just let's get into Q&A. It's the last dig. That's the last dig I'm taking. Let's start at Q&A. You guys ask us anything. Please go ahead. Throw your questions in the chat. We'll talk about whatever we can. Let's get it going.
Exactly.
It's go.
Exactly.
Let's go. I'm looking for question marks in here. Any questions you guys want to ask as we get closer?
Clyde the comfy coach clown. Okay, I like that. Be nice.
What do you think of Notley stepping down? Best decision ever made.
Yes.
I think it's fantastic.
It's about time.
Makes me question what her husband's getting up to now that he's got full reign with QP, but we'll see as time goes on. I've heard rumor that Notley's going to try to go federal. I sure hope not.
Jagmeet have some.
I don't know if you're asking what my schedule's like until New Year's. Essentially, it'll be business as usual on the channel. Any
We'll
Friday.
be back next Friday before Christmas, our last stream before Christmas.
Last stream before Christmas. I'm trying to do a stream just before Christmas with Tamara and bring Tamara on the channel.
Just sing along.
So we'll do something fun if we can get her in. I know she's very busy. If not, then just after Christmas. But any streams for Fridays that happen on a holiday, if there are any, I don't know if there are, then we would just do a stream on a different night, and I'll keep you guys
We could
informed
do
of
a
that.
Christmas one.
But there will be no videos Christmas Day or Christmas Eve.
What?
Because, well, let's be honest, nobody's going to be around anyways. Nobody wants to watch Fringe at Christmas. Come on, you guys want to actually enjoy your holidays. Let's go. Are you ready for Christmas? No. I mean, I've done all my shopping. I haven't given Mrs. Fringe anything because I said I have my family. That's all I want this year. I've got everything I want. She's mad because
I am.
She hasn't bought anything. I keep talking to her about pinball machines.
And I keep saying,
But-
what do I say?
It's a joke. She says, just
Order
get
it.
it. Just order it. I'm not going to buy my own Christmas gift. And I'm not buying that expensive ass pinball machine. We're not doing it. Alibaba Furball.
That's quite a
I
name.
really like that name. Thank you for supporting vets. I'm from a military family, and having met one Boer War vet, hundreds of World War I vets, and hundreds of World War II vets.
That's amazing.
I think it's great to support our vets. Our country wouldn't exist without them.
Yeah, I'm
so
very excited about this year's charity, really.
I think it's great. Is Derek sleeping on the couch tonight? That is the $1 million question. The answer is no. Even if I was told to sleep on the couch
because
tonight,
I've told him to sleep on the couch before, and he just sneaks back in when I fall asleep.
I'm getting in. I'm getting in one way or another. No, we're going to Edmonton with the kids tomorrow. So I need my bed. I got to be able to sleep.
Yeah, because I get to sleep on the car while you're driving.
I got to drive all the way there tomorrow. We got to go get our deposit back for the property that didn't go through because of Canada Post. We can't have it mailed to us, at least not just yet. So we're going up there to pick it up. And we're going to take our kids to West Ed for the day.
So is Freeland being fired? I mean, there's talk about
There's
it.
rumor. I don't know what's
but
happening.
There's been rumor about it for a while.
I'll keep my eye on it. I'll keep my ears on the tracks. If anything happens, you guys will be the
I mean,
first
he's
to know.
definitely at the point where he is throwing her under the bus.
Here's a good question. Are you happy with Danielle Smith as your premier? I'm sick of Liberal Ford in Ontario.
Yes.
I'm very happy with Danielle. A lot of people have their gripes, and naturally so. As I've said, we should always question our leaders. I have questioned Danielle on the channel as well, much to criticism from people. You should always be questioning your representatives, your leaders. But as it stands, yeah, I'm very happy with Danielle. What do you think about JT throwing Freeland under the bus? That's a Tuesday.
He's done with her.
He's just got his next target. He's done it with everybody.
Yeah. She's just next.
Trudeau's economy $5 super chat. Hey Megan, when are you coming back to Calgary? We'd love to see you and we can all meet up for dinner or something. Trudeau's economy. We were talking to Megan. We may be seeing her over the holidays. And I keep saying we need to get together with you and Daphne as well. So let's book something.
Yeah,
It's my people know your people. They'll get in touch with each other. We'll organize something. We'll get something in the books. Are the kids excited for the trip? Yes, because we spent many weekends sitting in the car while people were viewing the house.
So at least this time we get to sit in the car and go somewhere.
And they're going to go on rides and have a good time and have a weekend of fun. It's their reward. I know a lot of people curse out West Edmonton Mall. I'm not a fan of being in crowds, especially this close to Christmas.
And it's a mall.
But my kids are going to have a good day, and that really makes it all worth it. Your kids are really cute. Yeah, but they're assholes. I'm kidding.
They take after their father.
Not allowed.
For sure.
Not allowed to mention who. Would it be over if I said that? I don't know. Do you think Danielle Smith will win the court challenge against capping on oil production? Yes, because it's unconstitutional. DMAC, is it veteran night for donations? Yes, this is the last night. All memberships, super chats. Again, any merchandise or books that are bought between now and the 21st, that'll be going towards the total. But this is the last night for super chats because it's our last Friday night stream before that donation takes place. And what's funny is that all these donations come in. I don't get these until January, which means I have to foot the bill for them in December, and I don't care because it's worth it. It's worth it. It's totally worth it, and I'm excited. I'm looking for more question marks. Here we go. An unacceptable Fringe. He's a good man. He just wants to keep us entertained. Who are we talking about? Who wants to keep us entertained? Does anyone else know that South Edmonton smells like smoke? I sure hope not.
I can't smell it from here.
I sure hope not. When is the next election? I mean, well, technically it's October, but I think it could come in the spring. If you're talking about Danielle Smith, I believe it's in 2 years.
Uh-oh.
Your reaction to Danielle being invited to the Trump inauguration, I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
I think, now keep in mind, she's not going to Donald Trump's inauguration. It's an inauguration event in DC with Trump's people. That's clarifying for anybody who didn't know.
It's good for Alberta.
It's great for Alberta. I think we're going to hear a Keystone announcement very quickly after Trump takes office.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case. Hope that's the case.
We love you guys. We love you too.
Do you have any snow there? We have a little
bit, mostly ice. It's been
melting because of the Chinook breaks that we get.
We had a lot of snow a few weeks ago, and now it's just been slowly melting and turning to ice. So I think we're expecting snow next week, though.
Did you hear that the GST holiday is optional, announced a couple hours ago? I did not.
No.
I'll take a look at that. I did not hear that it was optional. Curious what's going to happen there, because again, if you watched my video earlier this week, stores are already starting to raise their prices to go against the GST holiday.
Which is annoying because those prices are not going to come down after the break.
Everybody's got somebody, DMAC. You're here at least. This community is with you. Enjoy your Christmas. Have you seen the Far Off Ripoffs list yet? I don't know what that is. So no, I guess I haven't. Thoughts on the Nova Scotia election? Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I haven't paid a lot of attention to it. Because these elections, unless you're in mass provinces where you have common sense Canadians as the majority. I'm not saying there aren't any common sense Canadians in Nova Scotia, but it tends to go a little wacko. So I don't pay a lot of attention to it because I already have expectations as to where it went. I will look into it more. If people want me to cover what happened in Nova Scotia, I'll do my research. I'll get in. I'll do that. Have you talked about Pepsi saying they're not doing the GST Xmas scam? I was unaware again. I have no idea.
I didn't realize it was optional. So.
I didn't realize it was an optional. That must have been recent.
Buffalo got 3 feet of snow.
Can you speak more about that YouTuber who had a GoFundMe for rent after they bought a $2,000 pinball machine? The wife looked concerned in that video.
After it too.
So again, I'm going to get to that. I'll get to that. Let me go through some more Q&A because there's some super chats in there. I want to make sure we get to those, David, but I'm going to answer that question. Bless you.
Thank you.
What does it Seinfeld say? You are so good looking, because they didn't like saying God bless you. But when are you going to do another meet and greet? Well, it's going to be in a while, Gerald, but we'll announce one when we're going to get to it. Let's see here. Bryce with a $10 super chat. Here's to the vets. Thank you so much. That'll be going in. Again, guys, I'm skipping some of the you guys aren't moving. We're moving in the spring when the market is a little bit faster, when things are moving again. We're taking a break. The problem is we were getting lowball offers because we were on the market for too long. So we've pulled. We're just taking a break, taking a breather. So probably about March we'll get back on the market.
I may lay in front of our house in Edmonton just so nobody buys it.
Would you take a live cam the next time you go to Walmart or Costco? I mean, I could.
Yeah.
I could.
You should record those things.
I'm going to get on to...
it's hard because the kids are with you.
I don't like putting the kids on the internet as much as I can help it. $5 Trudeau Kami super chat. God bless the community. God bless you. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Savage Silence has gifted 10 Unacceptable Fringe Patriots Club memberships to the community. Thank you so much for that, Savage Silence. Carson El Gringo Grande with a $2 super chat. What is the tally for donations so far tonight? I'll get that at the end of the stream because then other people will do it, like DMAC here with a $7 super chat to our vets. Thank you so much. As well as Phanox with a $5 super chat. So I don't want to count it early.
Now you're going too fast.
Casper, the $20 super chat. Thanks for supporting our troops. Thank you for supporting our troops. Mike St. John, $2 super chat. Far ripoff list. David Moose covers it. I'll check that out. I got accused for.
Wait, it's not my name. Oh, thank you.
There. See, Tiffany only finds those comments. She's so conceited.
No,
you and
saw
Justin
my
Trudeau,
name.
you're both narcissists. You just
No,
sit around with conceited.
Thank you.
$10 or $10. Mike TV Dub gifting 10 unacceptable fringe memberships to the community.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much. Appreciate those Patriots Club memberships. Welcome to all of our brand new Patriots tonight. Maybe you should do a GoFundMe and just buy a second house with the proceeds. No, because I'm not a grifter.
Yeah,
I don't do those things.
We did talk about
But
doing
hey,
raffle tickets.
that's Steps Gaming as well. Steps, thank you for joining the stream. Steps is in the arcade community. She's got some great stuff. Check out Steps Gaming if you guys are into gaming. But I'm going to talk about the Cornercade in a sec. We'll get into
we
that.
did talk about doing raffles though, like a raffle.
They did. Daphne Divine, $20 super chat. Add my 2 cents for the troops. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We're caught up. With that being said, I apologize for any questions I missed because again, we're so far into the stream and people
we'll do
wanted
question
us.
period again.
People wanted us. Yeah, people wanted us to. Can Mrs. Fringe have her own microphone, please? Says Airworks. Yeah, we're working on
Am
that.
I too quiet? It's because he's hogging the mic.
We are working on that. So the idea originally was that when we moved, we were going to build a studio set, where we each had a desk, we each had cameras, and we're going to make it more of a show. Because again, right now we're in my game room, our living room, technically in the basement. It's hard to have multiple microphones because of feedback and things like that at this small table. I'm working on something new while we're still here, so wait into the new year, and we're gonna get something going. So keep head on that. Keep your eyes on that.
See, they like me more than you.
I know, that's why you're here, right? Because nobody wants to look at this all night and hear all my nonsense. Carson El Gringo Grande with a $20 super chat. Thanks for the donation to the veterans. Thank you so much. Let's talk about the Cornercade, because while many of you aren't in gaming, this was a big deal. I was talking about the dark side of e-begging, of grifting, of YouTube, of GoFundMe. A lot of people missed that video because, again, I didn't think it would do very well in the algorithm. I didn't think a lot of people would watch it, but any chance I got to expose this, I was taking. I've been watching, I watch a lot of people, as you know, folks like even Steps Gaming, Papa Brad, Rexer, P-Dubs, Mike B, all these guys I watch in the arcade community because I don't know if you know this, I kind of play arcade games sometimes. And I'm an avid fan of retro gaming.
Like not a huge gamer at all.
The Cornercade is a channel where he used his wife at first to get views by
because she's pretty,
showing the cleave all the time to try and get people to watch. He made jokes about it with other YouTubers, and I kind of didn't have a high opinion of him for that to begin with. But as time has gone on, he worked at a Best Buy. I believe it was in some kind of managerial position, but he always did these live streams. He's allowed to do live streams, talking about his love of arcades and all these things. But I've been hearing a lot of things since making that video that this guy, I mean, he clearly has an addiction. When you look at the arcades that are behind me, he buys them all the time. He buys every single one. I don't know where he gets the money for these things, because he claims that he only makes a couple $100s a month on YouTube. But he has taken his master bedroom in the townhome that him and his wife rent and has turned it into his set and his arcade, and him and his wife sleep in a small bedroom so that he can have this space for making his videos, which I already think is disgusting. Would you let me do that? Could we set up our studio and just get rid of our master bedroom?
100%. Me and the kids will pack our stuff and we'll go find another house.
And that's exactly what I'm shocked doesn't happen in the Cornercade's
You
house.
can do whatever you want.
Just without
don't
you.
Need to be here.
Just without you. It's so I've said many times that when I buy these machines, I sold a retro gaming collection. I sold it because I wanted to develop our basement. We didn't even have credit cards till we were in our mid-30s.
We didn't have credit cards until we had to
Buy a
until we
house.
wanted a mortgage.
So we wanted a mortgage. We had to build credit.
Everything was cash.
So we always
But
did
that
cash.
that was a me thing.
Well,
You just had to follow suit because.
but we've never done anything with debt. We don't like to do anything with debt. So when I bought these arcades, this was done with the money from selling that collection. That Mrs. Fringe always said, keep that money because you get addicted to things, you collect things, you're going to collect something else.
It starts with one thing and then it just grows. He's got to have it all.
It's well, but again, the kids were enjoying this during the pandemic. We were enjoying
with the
it. Kept
video
us
game
sane.
systems. It started with a Valentine's Day gift,
And then it just exploded. And Jeff gifting becoming a member for 7 months. Good evening. Sorry I'm late to the party. Any chance of a weekly podcast with you both and special guests like Tamara, Chris, etc.? We'll look into it. We'll see.
I'm not that interesting, and I'm certainly not that smart.
It's tough with the schedules because Mrs. Fringe is working during the week. But we'll see what we can put together. So regardless, when I collect my machines, anytime I've bought new ones, I've always said we'll sell one, we'll get rid of one. We have to be responsible.
Been my request too, because
we have to be responsible.
We have bills. I'd rather buy groceries and things.
This guy at the cornercade was, at one point, he brought out a thermometer, much like you see what we're doing with the veterans donations tonight. He brought out a thermometer and he's always going, let's go, guys, let's go. And he tells his community, fund my pinball machine because it's $2,000. I want to buy this $2,000 pinball machine and put it in the cornercade. And his viewers kind of said, nah, you're a grifter. We're not doing that. It failed miserably. So then he goes on to eBay and other forums, and then, over time says, we're going to buy the machine. He went on P-Dub's channel and said, we're going to buy it, but we also have to buy groceries this week. We live check to check. I mean, if you're living check to check, you shouldn't be spending $2,000 on a pinball machine when you've already turned your master bedroom into an arcade.
But I mean, we have been in tough situations where we've had to sell things.
We've done it before, like long before now, like when
when we were young,
and stupid.
But, we've had to sell things like the part of collections and stuff like that because we needed to buy food.
Right. So the problem I have with the whole situation is that as soon as this guy goes and gets his pinball machine, he somehow convinces his wife he's getting this pinball machine. Okay, I have no problem with the GoFundMe for rent when needed, but to buy 2K pinball and then the next day ask for 2K on a GoFundMe.
That was the slap in the face.
So it's the slap in the face from that. And there was more of that as to why I wanted to cover it. And I know others are covering it in the future because of this.
Because he was eBaying on his shows.
It's the fact that the day after he buys this machine, after he's left his job, after his wife is now the main breadwinner of the household, he buys this machine after hearing that he goes courtside for basketball games with his wife. What are his kids getting if he's living check to check and doing all of this with his machines? It sounds to me like his kids are being ignored while he does all these great and wonderful things. And he's always saying the community wants me to have these machines. The community wants this as my background. That's an expensive ass background.
Get a green screen.
Get a green screen. Take a couple videos, like 5-minute loops, and put it on a green screen if you're so concerned about it. People always ask me, do you get time to play your machines? Not as much as I would like, but I play them with my kids, and that's mostly when I enjoy them. But I can tell you right now, I would not pay for all of these to just be a background on this channel.
And people are saying the wife was in on the scam. Oh, 100%.
100% she is. But you can tell in that video she's fed up. You can tell that she doesn't like this. She doesn't like the behavior. She doesn't like what's going on. And good old Joel, Retro Lizard, comes on in the stream.
Calls him out
and says, you should be ashamed of yourself. Shame on you. Sell the machine. He says, well, I've got some machines up for sale. Now the community went digging into their social media and said, no, you don't. We know your marketplaces. We've seen your marketplace.
And
your machines.
You're still working. He was still
employed. He said, you're still employed. He goes, yeah, well, I mean, and he comes up with every excuse while Retro Lizard smacks him around and says, sell your bloody machines if you need the money. You could get a couple grand if you sold your machines. You don't need them all. And he sits there going, yeah, I agree. Well, maybe I will put them up for sale. I should refresh. He was making all these excuses and lies, saying that he does have them for sale, then he doesn't, then he does. I've heard people saying that he had a health scare a while ago and didn't have health insurance. And instead of getting that sorted out, he went and bought more machines. Like, the guy has an addiction. But the fact that they put up this GoFundMe the day after, and then he does a video showing the install kit for this pinball machine the day after that, and then sits down telling everybody how great life is with this pinball machine while people are being suckered into giving them money. I always thought GoFundMe was for people that were in medical emergencies, people that were struggling, people that were facing homelessness for the wrong reasons, that needed help. This is exploiting the system, and this is where I say GoFundMe needs to have a better system put up where
I've seen people who post GoFundMes because they want to go on a vacation or because they want a boob job or many unnecessary things.
It's sad to see, because GoFundMe needs a structure set up where they vet people's crowdfunding needs, where they approve or disapprove based on your situation. I know you'd get people lying then and things like that, but they should have to show a paper trail of where the money is going as well. There's something in place to stop this scamming. So after Retro Lizard comes on and chews him a new one, he leaves, and of course, Cornercade's viewers, his nut job fans, start giving him $200-$300 super chats, up to $800 in a couple of minutes. And the first thing he does is, oh, I forgot the conversation we just had with that guy. I don't even care. Guys, let's go. I don't have to sell any of my machines now. Are you kidding me? You're living check to check. And because you just manipulated your viewers?
Watch the video.
Come on. This guy's a piece of shit. I didn't want to cover that video. I really didn't, because I don't like drama videos, unless we're making fun of Clyde. Sorry. I don't like the drama videos. I don't like exposing people. But this is one of those situations where I said, you know what? We have a larger community here. Let's see if we can get this out. Let's see if we can get people aware of the scumbag behavior that's going on the platform. Because it's not just this guy. There's tons of people doing this. There's tons of people doing these grifts. I've seen people that make 6 figures a year crowdfunding for their dog's surgery on YouTube. No names mentioned. And I've had issues with that. Why are you crowdfunding for $3,000 when you make 150 plus a year? Crowdfunding should be a last resort. It should be an absolute last resort. I don't look at you guys as pay pigs. I don't look at you as dollar signs. I've said it time and time again on this stream. Let Google pay me. Let YouTube pay me. That's what I'm here for. As long as you guys watch the videos and give a thumbs up, I get paid. You guys work hard for a living. We all work hard for a living. I'm very grateful anytime somebody gives memberships, anytime somebody gives a super chat, but I certainly don't solicit it or ask for it.
No, everybody is struggling.
I just
That's why
hate
you have
it.
one of the best communities.
I just hate it when people think that, oh, I'm on YouTube, now I can start asking for money. I can start asking for free products. I can start asking for any of this stuff. You know what? Calendars That Curse did it a couple weeks ago because they seen that I gifted one of our viewers the F Trudeau calendar because they really wanted it. And I said it was my favorite. And she says, come by our show. I'm going to give you a new one. I said, I will buy it because I support the product. Alyssa Milano begging for money for her kids' baseball uniforms.
Wow.
Yeah. I know, I'm such a gossip queen. It's terrible. It's terrible.
What was the other thing people are asking?
What do you mean?
Was there something else they asked you to talk about?
I thought it was the guy with the video, or the pinball machine.
Yeah, and then something else, I thought.
Thank you for letting us know regarding the people who use GoFundMe and scam people. But that's been going on for ages. Ages.
Yeah, it's not new.
We had I'm going to say colleagues, that they used their kid's illness as a GoFundMe. It ruined our friendship with them.
Because they were scared. radio stations.
They'd
and
call radio stations and say how poor they
GoFundMe
were, and because of their kid's illness, they'd get all these gift
and
cards.
then
They get
they
all.
would flash it
They'd
all
flash the
over.
money everywhere, and they'd go shopping, and they'd buy themselves
New
things.
cars.
New
and-
cars. They took the money from their GoFundMe and bought a brand new Xbox. Remember that? That's what lit the fuse that destroyed our friendship, because I called them out on Facebook in front of all of our friends and said, look at these grifters, look at these pieces of human crap that are doing this. They're preying on people's emotions so that this guy can go get a brand new Xbox. I feel for what their kid was going through, because their kid had genuine problems. But there's tons of times I hear people talk about, oh, our kid's autistic, our kid has needs, our kid needs these things, give us money. And really, they're just using it to prey on people's emotions to cash in. I would never, never, never exploit my children like that.
No.
It's such a scumbag thing to do. But that's why I have to expose the people in those videos. How could you not feel guilt with the GoFundMe crap? I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
No.
You're taking people's hard-earned money and enjoying yourself at their expense. You're lying to them. What it does is it diminishes the ability for people to fundraise for real problems, because it's just like we've talked about before with, and we've shown video of it, the newcomers that come to Canada and have the please any spare change can help sign, but then they're tweeting on their brand new iPhone behind the sign.
I'd like a new iPhone.
I'd love a new iPhone. But the problem with those things is that once people see the scam, it diminishes the integrity of people that are generally suffering. It stops people from donating to other causes. It stops people from saying, I'm going to help with that cause, because all of a sudden you say, well, can I trust that it's legitimate? Can I trust that this person is genuinely destitute and in need? Or is it a scam? You're ruining it for people that actually need it. That's the problem I have. There have been people pretending to have illnesses that have to con people. It makes my heart hurt. It kills me.
There was a lady who pretended to be a 9/11. She had a whole drawn out story. She was on talk shows and everything, and then it ended up being a complete fraud.
20 years ago, there was a kid that had cancer. People raised millions and gave it to the family. Ended up helping them, sold them a computer. My dad said we had a lot of money. The dad said we have a lot of money we are going to spend. Look, in any of those situations, when you raise a significant amount of money, look, there's nothing wrong sometimes with a family saying we're all taking a breather. You know, we've been down on our luck. When things get better, maybe we're going to enjoy something and get a break.
I'm all about paying it forward.
I have no
100%.
problem with that. I have no problem with that. Especially if their kids have been to hell and back. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of fun, right? We're doing it this weekend with our kids.
Yeah.
You've spent all these weekends in the car. We're going to go take you to an amusement park. Do I want to spend that kind of money? Absolutely not. But hey, sometimes the kids need a win.
Well, they get a win in 2 weeks at Christmas time.
But it's situations like this guy with his pinball machine saying we need money for rent. What's these kids' Christmases going to look like? It's in less than 2 weeks. And this guy's panning for money while he got a $2,000 pinball machine.
But is he panning for money because he doesn't have it, or is he panning for money because, I mean, you were stopped at the mall once. Remember when we stayed at West Ed and some teenage kid asked you for money so he could buy a coffee?
Yes. Guy asked me for money to buy a coffee, and then I said, well, you don't look like you're destitute. He was wearing like Jordans and fancy clothes.
He's like, I'm not.
He says, I'm not. He says, I just don't want to pay for it. He says, I ask people all the time to buy me a coffee. It's like, are you kidding me? Have some freaking shame. Like, are you serious? Like, I have a hard time asking anybody for anything because I have pride about myself. I've always been told, if you can't get it, find a way to do it, or change your habits to say, what I'm doing isn't working. I'm not going to spin my tires in the mud. I'm telling you right now, if the day ever came where my kids couldn't have what they needed, these machines would be gone in a second. It wouldn't even be a debate. Put them up for sale. Let's get some money. Any of my collectibles, anything. I'll give them the shirt off my back to make sure they're looked after before I even think about spending a dime on myself. Why isn't this cornercade guy saying, instead of buying all these stupid arcades and instead of us sleeping in a tiny bedroom, I'm going to use that money as a down payment and we'll start paying into our own pockets instead of renting so our kids can have a home to grow up in. Like, that's my point. When's this guy going to be a man and take control of his life? Put the freaking toys away. It almost makes me want to sell these because I feel disgusting for having them. But my kids play them. They love this. Steve loves them more than anything. But Two Flip saying he still works at Best Buy. So he once said that he gave his notice and after 2 days they booted him out the door. Again, Retro Lizard said, but they'd owe you the rest of the time if they did that. And he says people have called there and been told you're still working there. So I don't know what the story is. Anyway, I know I'm going on a huge rant.
Entitled is a disease. You are
Entitled
correct.
is a disease. But the problem is that when people give into these things and people go, and again, there were guys like Mystery Encoder, and again, I got a lot of respect for that guy. He does the mods for Arcade 1-Up machines and stuff. He says, look, I've almost been homeless. He's buying into the grift. And he donated $400 to this guy and said, leave him alone. You're enabling him. He doesn't care how you feel. He shuts that stream off and has a good old chuckle about it. Let's go. I got $400. He doesn't care. Stop it. Stop doing it. By the way, we have the greatest community on this platform.
Yes, we do. Question period again.
I know a lot of platforms on this, and a lot of users on this platform. We got the best community. Nobody but that. I know some great platforms, but none of them are as good as us. They're all losers.
I might have seen your drones flying somewhere they shouldn't be.
Let's do some fringe math and see if we can get a total for tonight's super chats for our vets. Again, I hope it's not too much because I'm gonna have to front this before before we get paid in January. But let's go fund me. Terry Lee, $10 super chat. Another 50. So there's 60, 74. 2 times 5 is 10. So there's 174, 274, 374, 400, 410, 430, 432, 436, 486, and 13 is 499. We'll just call it 500. 550, 555, 565, 570, 620, 622, 630, 635, 655, 57, plus 705, 725, 745, 750, 755. There we go, guys. We broke last week's record. We're at 755 in super chats.
That's amazing.
Over the last 2 weeks, before YouTube takes their cut, we're sitting at $1,300 total from this community, and that's just in super chats.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have done absolutely amazing. We should give them to veterans, but I think I'm going to go buy a $2,000 pinball machine. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Insert bad joke here. I'm going to start digging.
Wife would leave you. You'd need a lot more for a divorce.
I'm going to start digging. I'm going to start digging my hole with my military style assault shovel. Great job, guys. You guys have shown once again that we are the greatest community on this platform. With over 1,300. Again, YouTube takes their cut of roughly 30%, so it's going to be just under $1,000 is my guess when we're all said and done. Plus what we're putting in, plus what we're getting from merchandise and book sales. My guess is it's going to be somewhere around a $2,000 donation as of now that we're giving into veterans for their hampers to give them a hand. So pat on the back, you guys have done fantastic. Very humbled that we have such a great community again. So thank you to all. What did somebody say? Buy them a Nintendo NES? No. Look at this. Carson El Gringo Grande adding another $200. That's $1,500 total. we're at. My goodness, you guys are amazing. Look at this awesome community. Gerald Cooper saying, do you think I could run Canada better than the Liberals or the NDP?
Yes.
My 4-year-old son could do a better job. So yes, I
And
do
all
believe
he says
so.
is they're eating the dogs.
I do believe so.
They're eating the cats.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. That's all he'll say in the House of Commons. Veterans deserve the most support. Thank you for your $2.79 super chat. You guys have been fabulous. Daphne nailing it right on the head. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everyone who has participated in this, helping our vets. It's my genuine pleasure to do this. I think it's fantastic that you guys have been so outspoken. Again, very humbled that we have such a great community. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up tonight's stream. Thank you to everybody who came out. I'm going to go through those super chats again to thank everybody who donated. Terry Lee, Goldwing Ben, Tammy Robinson. There's a lot of Goldwing Bens in here. Len B, Kathy Ray, Justin Holbersma. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce that properly. Jan Core, Ingrid Stewart, Trudeau Zakami, Rigger 39, Karen Whitelock, Bryce Kalkin, Savage Silence, Carson El Gringo Grande. Thank you so much. DMAC, Faye Knox, Casper H, Mike St. John, Mike TV Dub, Daphne Divine, Ange F, and SK Sexsmith. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Who graciously added to the pot. Again, our vets are going to be very pleased.
Very good donation.
They're going to be looked after this Christmas, all because of you. Canada first. You guys have shown that good times are on this way, better times are on the way, because at the end of the day, folks, we're still Canadian and we've shown how Canadian we are. So thank you to everybody who did that. Have a great night.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to do a surprise stream at some point this upcoming week. So keep your ears on the tracks. It could pop up at any time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click the bell for notifications if you haven't already. From myself and Mrs. Fringe, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. I'll catch you on the next one. You stay classy.
Have a good night.